This is so amazing. People's exam scores are actually being displayed above their heads. One morning, a mother wakes up and sees the number 211 floating above her child's head. She stares at the number, wondering if her eyesight has started to deteriorate. Reaching out to touch it, the number remains there. Her son, Nick, looks at her in confusion. Nick's mother rubs her eyes, thinking it must be a hallucination from not sleeping well the night before. But when they step outside, everyone has numbers floating above their heads. The numbers were all different. Some were 420, some were 391, and so on. Even the little dog has the number 0 floating above its head. In the distance, a boy has the largest number of all, 703. Nick says, "That person is the top student at our school. He scored 703 on a test yesterday." Nick's mother looks again at the 211 above Nick's head, and it suddenly dawns on her. The numbers represent exam scores, but Nick's score of 211 is embarrassingly low. Nick's mother rushes to the school and sees Nick talking to the school hottie. Every time he says something, the score above his head drops by 1 point. This won't do, she thinks, quickly dragging Nick away and taking him to talk to the school's top student. It's always good to spend time with someone who excels in their studies. Surprisingly, as they chat awkwardly, Nick's score increases. Every time the top student speaks, Nick's number goes up by 1. It seems the scores can be changed. Nick is saved. Nick's mother tells him she knows magic and can help him become the top student. Nick thinks she's losing her mind, but she insists, "I quit my job and spent so much money sending you to a good school, and you're still not serious about studying. How can you act like this?" She unveils a strict study plan. Starting tomorrow, you're going to study hard. To boost Nick's score, his mother wakes him at 5:30 a.m. Barely able to open his eyes, Nick reads aloud from his book. His score shoots up after one sentence, but drops when he tries to lie down. Persistence is key, his mother scolds. Nutrition also matters. Egg yolks, his least favorite food, earn him another point when he reluctantly eats them. Soon, his menu includes brain-boosting meals like milk stew with sea cucumber, walnuts stir-fried with tuna, cod liver oil, and egg yolk soup. Watching his score rise, Nick's mother grows even more motivated, waking him at 5 a.m. for memorization drills. Under her watchful eye, Nick gradually becomes more diligent, no longer needing her to rouse him. Chinese children work incredibly hard, and Nick is no exception. He now rises before dawn to study on his own. A month later, Nick breaks 3 school records: fastest improvement in a single subject, greatest overall score increase, and highest rise in grade ranking. At the parent-teacher meeting, his mother, once relegated to the last row, beams with pride. Other parents clamor for her educational secrets, to which she humbly replies, "My child inherited my excellent genes." Nick becomes the school's star, surrounded by classmates seeking advice. Even the hottie who once ignored him now vies for his attention. His mother dreams of celebratory foods: sticky rice dumplings for success, fish for achievement, frog for triumph. She imagines him as the top college entrance scorer, earning a full scholarship. The dream is beautiful, but reality, as always, is a bit harsher. Nick's mother can see the numbers above every student's head, indicating their exam scores. Although her son, Nick, constantly practices with exercise books, his score remains stuck at 555. Every time he finishes a set of exercises, he asks his mother if his score has gone up, but it never changes. One evening, Nick picks up his beloved guitar, hoping to relax for a while. But to his surprise, his score starts to drop steadily. As soon as he puts the guitar down, the score stops decreasing. It turns out that his love for music is hindering his progress. Determined to improve his grades, Nick decides to smash his guitar. But when it comes to actually doing it, he can't bring himself to. Nick's mother suggests putting the guitar in the storage room and taking it out after the exams. But Nick is resolute now. He hands the guitar to his mother, asking her to smash it for him. Nick hides outside the door, covering his ears, and urges his mother to smash it as hard as she can until it's completely destroyed. Nick's mother, with a heavy heart, smashes the guitar into 2 pieces. Nick, his eyes red, walks in, and to his surprise, his score has skyrocketed to 600. In order to focus on the exam, Nick destroys all his beloved posters and CDs. Looking at the shattered pieces scattered around, Nick's mother feels a mix of emotions. From then on, Nick studies even harder. He wakes up 3 minutes earlier each day than the previous one. He finishes his practice tests by 1:30 a.m., foregoing sleep altogether. At night, he walks alone in the neighborhood, reciting ancient poems. Nick's mother lies in her room, thinking, which kid is up so late making noise? Wait, the voice sounds a bit familiar. She steps outside and sees it's Nick, reciting his lessons. She quickly rushes to bring him back home. The next day, when Nick's mother returns home, she sees the school hottie lying in an ambulance. Apparently, she had been studying so hard that she accidentally fell down the stairs, breaking her leg. For a moment, Nick's mother mistook the injured student for Nick. Panicking, she runs back home, calling out Nick's name and searching every room. She hears Nick in the bathroom, and finally, the worry in her heart eases. Nick's mother tells Nick about the school hottie's accident, but Nick responds, "It's fine if her leg is hurt. As long as her hands are okay, it won't affect her exams." How can he speak like that? Nick's mother insists, "Come out, Nick. We need to have a serious talk." Nick's mother sees her child shaving his head. This is a form of commitment, a vow to study hard. Nick asks, "Has my score gone up?" Nick's mother replies, "Yes, it has. It's now 708. Nick shouts. His excitement even startles his mother. Nick has become so obsessed with studying that he has begun to neglect basic needs like sleeping and eating. He blends eggs, celery, walnuts, and brain food into a juice, replacing meals with it, claiming it helps maximize brain function. The green liquid looks more like poison than a health drink. To her shock, Nick drinks it all in one go, with green juice still on his lips. He walks up to his mother and softly says, "I will study hard. I will make you proud." Hearing this, Nick's mother's eyes fill with tears. She wanted her child to improve academically, to become better, but she never imagined he'd end up like this. Nick is completely trapped in the whirlpool of studying, unable to feel at ease unless he's constantly learning. At this rate, something is bound to go wrong. Nick's obsession with studying has reached an extreme point. Nick's mother takes him outside, hoping to help him relax. She buys him his favorite grilled skewers, fried chicken, and burgers. But Nick refuses to eat any of it, thinking these foods won't help his brain function. Looking around, Nick's mother spots a local musician with a guitar. She hands the guitar to Nick, suggesting, "Why don't you play a song to relax a bit?" His classmates start tapping out a rhythm, waiting for Nick to join in. But Nick slams the guitar onto the table, furiously declaring, "These are all obstacles on the road to my success. We've spent so much money sending me to a good school." Nick's mother quickly intervenes, scolding him for speaking like that, but she forgets. Those words are exactly what she used to say, repeating them 10 times a day. At that moment, Nick notices blood on his hand, but instead of being alarmed, he sees it as a good omen, a sign that he'll achieve great results. He rushes off alone, thinking, "I need to go home and finish 2 more practice tests." Nick's best friend informs Nick's mother that Nick had deleted him from his contacts a few days ago because he thought his friend's exam scores were too low. The friend suspects that Nick has become obsessed with his studies to the point of being mentally unwell. The exam is approaching, and Nick leads his classmates in a pledge to achieve great results in the upcoming test. Just then, a familiar melody floats through the air. Nick follows the sound, and it leads him to the auditorium where someone is playing music. Nick's mother has invited Nick's best friend, asking him to join Nick for a performance, and she's had Nick's guitar repaired. Everyone enthusiastically invites Nick to sing a song. For the first time, Nick is moved, his eyes red with emotion. He really wants to go up and sing, but he nervously asks his mother, "If I sing one song, how many points will I lose?" Even though the score above Nick's head is rapidly dropping, Nick's mother glances at it, and his score rises by 20 points. At that moment, Nick's mother no longer cares about the score. As long as her son is healthy, that's all that matters. With that reassurance, Nick walks onto the stage he's dreamed of performing on for so long. Standing under the spotlight, he holds his beloved guitar, wiping away tears and steadying his emotions. Nick's mother waits anxiously behind him. As the beat begins, Nick starts to play his guitar and sing. The audience cheers, and in that moment, they forget the exhaustion of studying, the pressure of exams, and the constant nagging from parents. They are simply enjoying the fleeting moments of their youth. Nick's mother watches with tears in her eyes, waving her hands in support. The boy on stage, shining brightly, is the son she always wanted him to be. At that moment, Nick's mother notices that the score above Nick's head is skyrocketing, finally reaching 1,000. Then, his score completely disappears, and the scores above everyone else's heads vanish as well. The film is titled Test Score. I recommend everyone watch the original. If you liked the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next time. Bye.